Welcome to EPG Pathashala. My name is Mahendra Reddy. I am working as Assistant Professor in Tourism at National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Hyderabad. Now we are going to discuss a paper on tourism in India and the module of impacts of tourism. The learning objectives of this module are what are the tourism impacts and what are the types of tourism impacts like social, cultural, environmental, political, technological impacts, and these impacts will study under the heading of positive and negative impacts of tourism. So generally tourism takes place in an environment. Environment consists of both natural and cultural features. That means as a tourist, if I go to any place, generally I will be interested to see the nature or a culture or participate in any tourism related activity, maybe adventure or a trekking or any other kind of activities. So whatever the activity, whatever the future or whatever the tourism resources, whatever the attraction you take, that is happening within the environment. So that means ultimately environment is a source for the different forms of tourism, and these resources will have impact. Whatever the impacts, the human impacts or natural impacts that will affect the tourism, and these impacts, the human activities, when we take the tourism in a natural environment or a cultural environment, will have in the form of social, economic and environment, maybe political or technological. And these impacts may be positive or negative depending on the type of tourism, the level of tourism management and planning and promotion. Because of tourism as a significant human activity, so these impacts will be there on destination communities or cultures, and even the other tourism system like originating region or in between or the transit areas. So these impacts we are going to study under the heading of positive and negative impacts of tourism. And these impacts are major sources for economic, environmental and provides or outcomes and employment generation. However, whatever the tourism impacts are there, these impacts are vary and these are very complex and involves wide range of tourism stakeholders. That means tourism will be having multi stakeholders, and manage the multi stakeholders is a difficult task in terms of development or planning or promotion, because there will be a multiple actors or stakeholders, and tourism will have a positive impacts if it is very well planned, if it is well promoted, and at the same time unchecked or unplanned tourism development can lead to multiple negative impacts which will impact or damage the society and the nature or environment and may alter the economic system. And these all are depends on in what context tourism is developed in that particular area or a particular destination. So now we understood what are the different types of tourism impacts under the heading of positive and negative. Now we'll go to these impacts in detail under the heading of positive and negative of social, cultural, environmental and economic impacts. So now we'll discuss about socio-cultural impacts of tourism. And these socio-cultural impacts will have both on tourist and the host. That means the tourist and the host community or the destination community. And these impacts may be directly or indirectly related to the tourist and the host that they are interacting with in the tourism industry. During the interaction or during the process, host communities offer that particular destination often are the weaker party in interactions with their guests and service providers, leveraging any influence they might have. And these impacts are when tourism brings about change in value system and the behavioral system, and thereby threatening indigenous or the local communities' identity and their culture. Furthermore, changes often occur in a community or a community structure or a families or a relationships, collectively traditional lifestyles. So this could be either in the form of negative or a positive. So now we are going to discuss about the positive impacts of tourism under the heading of socio-cultural impacts. In many countries or many places, even in India, tourism is identified as a tool to overcome the social issues. That is, it is providing employment generation and alleviating the poverty and giving opportunity to interact with the different cultures, communities and different people, so that they will understand the different culture and learn the positive things from each other. And heritage is one of the major resources for a cultural tourism, of course in nature tourism, and these are in the form of monuments in a different success like palaces, forts and the other monuments like mosques or religious monuments, and these are very old, having rich history, and these are in worst condition. Some monuments are in worst condition and there is no provision for restoration because it takes a lot of money and investment and technology, time. So in this connection, tourism is identified as a tool to promote and conserve and preserve the cultural heritage of that particular destinations. In India, we have plenty of World Heritage sites and archaeological sites, other Archaeological Survey of India monuments, and these monuments are developed or conserving and preserving because of tourism. In this picture you can see the Rani Ka wall. There are two pictures, one is very old, the other one is the new picture, that means recent picture. In an old picture it is depicting like that is in a ruined condition, and the recent picture you can see that it is well conserved. It is happened because of tourism development and it got World Heritage status in the year 2014. So with that, tourism is developing in that particular area, and like that there are many monuments which are having rich architectural value and social value, and these monuments we are conserving through tourism development. And other benefit of socio-cultural impacts of tourism are revitalization or revival of traditional arts, crafts and the festivals or music or dance forms. For example, if you take Indian classical dances or folk dances or any other form of music and festivals, most of them are disappearing if you take some 10-15 years back, And now these fairs and festivals are revitalized and are promoting and continuing for the next generation because of tourism development. So with the development of tourism infrastructure, for example, in Hyderabad, Shilparamam is a traditional craft center where the tourist can go and experience the rural culture of Telugu land or Telugu villages, which reflect their lifestyle, culture, arts, craft and cultivation system. And at the same time you can buy some handicrafts which were made by that particular areas where the handicrafts are very popular, like Pochampalli sarees and Cheriyal paintings of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana regions. And there are many other handicrafts where tourists can buy. At the same time, because of this development, there are multiple benefits, not simply conservation and promotion and revitalization of these handicrafts or monuments. At the same time, there are many people who are getting the employment generation. So that means there are many socio-cultural benefits because of tourism development. And Surajkund festival is one of the best example for the traditional arts and crafts and tourism in Haryana, northern states of India. And you can also see that music is also continued, and the traditional forms of festivals and fairs, all these are continuing because of tourism development. And you see especially Ganesh Chaturthi in Maharashtra and of course in Hyderabad is growing every year, and there are many tourists coming to see these festivals. And there are many folk dances in different parts of the country, and in fact India is very rich in terms of diverse fairs and festivals, arts and crafts, music and dance. So these all are promoted and revived with the development of tourism in many parts of the country. And this development is providing employment generation and continuity in their business for artisans, musicians, dancers, and it is also promoting the cultural exchange between different cultures and different regions or different communities or different countries. For example, Indian religions, especially Buddhism, is born in India and it spread to the different parts of the world, especially Southeast and South Asian countries, and it is transmitted through Nagarjunakonda. And in these areas, like Nagarjuna University was one of the popular university in the ancient time. Many people from different parts of the world like Myanmar, Sri Lanka have come to learn art, architecture, and again they went back to their respective places and started construction of the religious buildings and other buildings which reflects the Buddhism and art, architecture of that particular place. So here now in this modern society we can connect all these countries where that Buddhism is very popular. With that concept, government started promoting Buddhism or Buddhist tourism in India. With that concept, there are many countries like South and Southeast Asian countries. These tourists from these areas coming to India and visiting different places where the Buddhism is very prominent. So that means we are fostering and connecting the cultures of different parts of the world. And at the same time, these socio-cultural impacts will also benefit to the residents or the local community, because during the interaction or during the process of interaction between the guest and host, there are multiple benefits where tourists can learn the host community's cultures and their values and their traditions. At the same time, even the host community can learn from the tourist. So in this way, there is a cultural exchange between the guest and host. And if tourism is developed, and the local people will feel pride to showcase their culture, their arts and the traditional customs, all these things. As I mentioned in the beginning that tourism promotes the idea of global community, and it increases the visibility of community of that particular region, or increases the brand value or pride of that particular place. For example, in this pictures you can see that World Heritage Site Angkor Wat is located in Cambodia. It is one of the biggest religious monument in the world, which was constructed by the Tamil kings. And the tourists from India who visits to Cambodia, they feel that it is our culture and it is our identity, because it is reflecting the Hindu culture or Indian culture in terms of art, architecture and the construction or architectural style. So in this process we are feeling proud when we visit the monuments which are having our culture or which are connecting or having the relation with a particular community or a particular destination. So that means tourism is promoting the global idea of global community and identity and the relation, the cultural exchange between the different countries. And we have discussed all the positive impacts of socio-cultural impacts of tourism, but there are negative socio-cultural impacts if you do not manage well and plan well. So generally these impacts are can cause change or a loss of local identity, and there is a change in the value system that will bring the change about several closely related influences. And tourism is having power to commodify the culture, especially art forms, the music and dance, and it will also standardize the culture, and it may create a problem, maybe losing of authenticity and staged authenticity. For example, negative impacts of these cultural forms, especially if you take Goa as an example, Goa is no more of Indian culture, it is completely westernized, you can't see the Indian culture there. So like that, there are many tourist destinations which are very popular in India is having the western culture and the western influence in that particular region, both on the tourist and the guest, or mainly the host communities affecting in this process. And the other negative impacts are like music and dance is commodified, means it is commercialized. If you take classical dances or any other folk dances in India, especially these classical dances, there is a reason to perform in a particular place, like it was initially or in olden days the classical dance, especially Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi, that was limited to a particular temple or a particular region or a particular place, and you should perform in a particular day or a particular region. All these other lambada dance or any other tribal dances, there is a purpose, and you should not perform throughout the year. Whenever there is a reason, there is a purpose, whenever there is some particular festival, during that time only you should perform those dances or music. But because of tourism development, All these classical dances now they are performing in the hotels and majority of the tourist destination, and because of this reason they are losing the authenticity, the relevance and the identity. So this is one of the negative impacts of tourism. And the other negative impacts of tourism is exploitation of the local community, because whoever the tourist comes, they'll be having different intentions and they will behave in a different ways. For example, sex tourism. Sex tourism is not legally promoted in India, or the law and rule will not support for the sex tourism, but there are countries like Thailand and other European countries which are promoting sex tourism. But many tourists who are visiting those places and coming to India, they are having the same intention of visiting these places and having some sex tourism. But in India it is not promoted legally, but illegally it is supporting. There are many people like child sex tourism, even the females are victims of sex tourism in most of the places like Goa, and you can see many other places also. And the other problem is carrying capacity. Like majority of the monuments will have a limited area where that will accommodate, let's say some particular monument may accommodate some 1,000 people per day, but because of tourism development there may be a more than 10,000 people visiting that particular place. So with that there will be an effect on monuments or local culture or communities. And the other socio-cultural impacts are conflict of using resources and depriving the local people to access the basic amenities, and there will be many ethical issues, and child sex tourism and prostitution will be developed. If you take an example of India, there are many places which are changing their culture because of westernization, because of influence of tourists, especially Goa as I mentioned in earlier slide. And there is also conflict of resource usage. For example, in Goa most of the local people are not able to get the drinking water because of huge development of hospitality, like hospitality services like 5-star hotels. They are digging all the water wherever there is water nearby places, and these people are not able to access the water. So there is a conflict between the local community and the hotels. And as in general, most of the citizens in India take per day hardly 14 to 16 liters of water, whereas in US and other developed countries where they are visiting the star hotels, they are using more than 1500 liters. So that means there is a huge difference. So that will lead to the conflict between the local community and the tourist, or maybe the tourism service providers like the hotels and restaurants and other service providers. And there will be impact on traditions and culture, because you can see most of the festivals in India and festivals or fairs that are very limited or to that particular community because of tourism development. There are many tourists who are going, both international and domestic tourists, and it is become overcrowded. It is crossing the carrying capacity. So with that there is a huge problem in that particular area. And if tourism is well developed and if foreign tourists are coming in terms of number is huge, for example Goa, there are many international chain of hotels or fast food centers are coming, and they are replacing the traditional food centers in those tourist destinations. In Goa or any other tourist destination, if you take, there are international chains of hotels like Hilton and the Park and other fast food centers like KFC, McDonald's, and many other fast food centers are coming, and they are replacing the traditional food centers in those regions or destinations. So this will also lead to the conflict between the local community and the service provider. We have discussed about the social impacts, both negative and positive. Now we'll go to economic impacts of tourism. So in economics, generally economic impacts of tourism will be different from region to region and destination to destination and country to country, where if tourism is properly developed and where there is a potential for tourism, and other factors like environmental factors which will impact the economic development of that particular country. In India, tourism industry generates substantial economic benefits to the local community and the destinations and to the government and the investors. And especially in developing countries, one of the primary motivation for a region to promote itself as a tourism destination is expected economic improvement of that particular community or a country. And these impacts again into positive and negative depending on how we manage and develop. The positive impacts of tourism are generally it generates revenue to the local community, to the government and to the investors and service providers, and it contributes to the overall development of the country, that is a GDP. And the direct contributions are generated by taxes on income from tourism employment and tourism business, and by direct levies on tourists such as departure taxes. Indirect contribution of tourism are those originated from taxes and duties levied on goods and services supplied to the tourists. So generally the positive impacts are revenue generation, tax generation, employment generation and contribution to the GDP. And if tourism is developed, for example in India, the rapid expansion of tourism has led to the significant employment generation and the economic impact, and this alternative form of economic activity and development diversify and stabilize the economy, and it is also creating economic opportunities to the small and medium enterprises and family owned business and traditional arts and craft centers. And other impacts are it is improving the infrastructure of that particular area. For example, after allowing 100% FDI in India, there are multiple benefits in terms of infrastructure development, like there are national highways and hotels development and recreation center developments and the resorts and aviation industry. These all are developed just because of tourism development, and tourism can be significant and even essential part of the local economy, as the environment is a basic component of the tourism industry assets. Tourism revenues are often used to measure the economic value of protected areas, because if tourism is well developed in even protected areas, that will diversify for the conservation of the flora and fauna and provide some economic benefit to the local communities or indigenous people who are living in the protected areas. Apart from these positive impacts, if it is not well managed, there are many negative impacts of tourism development. Especially these economic impacts are increased cost of living and increased real estate. For example, if you take Shimla, Goa or any other developed tourist destinations, in these areas buying land is a very big challenge, and the local people are facing many problems for a basic amenities. And if any destination completely depends on tourism, there will be some negative economic impacts if some unexpected things happens or some turbulent situations may cause the negative impacts of tourism. Basically, tourism is a seasonal and it provides employment for a semi-skilled and unskilled, even part-time employment. So that means when there is a season, there will be a employment generation and economic impact in those areas. And if it is not seasonal, the local people may face some problems in terms of revenue or employment. And there are leakages, like it is dependent on imported goods and services, and ownership may be altered and may be given to the outside people. Concentration of economic and employment generation in a particular area may create some problems if some unexpected things happens. And the other negative impacts of or negative economic impacts of tourism are vulnerability to shift if over dependence of political and unrest will create, and it will alter or displace the traditional businesses, and there will be a huge private participation. For example, in India now, because of this PPPs, public private partnership development, there are many airports and other highways which are developed, but for normal people to pay user fees will be a difficult task. And in one way it is a positive impact that there is an improvement in infrastructure, but other way it is very hard to maintain and continue these facilities in future. And the third impact on the under the heading of environment is again having both negative and positive environmental impacts, or like the tourism activities will have adverse environmental effects on destination and communities if it is not well managed. Many of these impacts are linked with infrastructure development such as roads, airports, tourist facilities including resorts, hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, golf courses, and other marine areas. And the negative impacts of tourism development can gradually destroy the environment resources on which tourism is dependent. So basically tourism is a resource hungry industry. So that means wherever there is aesthetic beauty or natural beauty that they want to develop for a tourism point of view. So that means if tourism is developed one way, it is good that people are enjoying, the other way that is creating some environmental impact on that particular area. And it is also a way to raise awareness of environmental values, and it can also serve as a tool to finance protection of natural areas and increase their economic importance in those particular areas. Now we will study these impacts under positive environmental impacts. Positive environmental impacts are it will conserve the natural resources, the natural heritage. There are many examples even in India which tourism development has conserved the natural resources, and it will also promote cleaner industry, because in most of the areas it will, if tourism want to be developed, that requires the cleaner or cleanliness. That means tourism can promote cleanliness in tourist destinations, and it encourages community beautification, revitalization, and improving the environmental quality of that particular place. And it is also providing some educational value to the tourist. In these pictures you can see that tourism is conserving the lakes or natural heritage, and it is continuing to use the traditional technology and the traditional accommodation. And the other picture you can see that they are learning about the environment, about different flora, fauna, and the natural resources. So that means tourism is also a tool to educate the tourist, at the same time the local community. And the other positive benefits are like wildlife conservation, and it promotes improved land use and management of these areas and promotes cleaner industry. Sound environmental management of tourism facilities, especially hotels, can increase the benefits to the natural areas and their communities, but it requires careful planning and controlled development based on analysis of environmental resources of that particular area. And tourism is also having the potential to increase the public appreciation and awareness on environment which they are living and the tourists who are visiting. So we have discussed the positive benefits, and if the tourism is not well planned, well managed, again there will be a negative environmental impacts. These are generally increased use of resources degrades environmental quality. For example, there are many natural areas and protected areas which are having the natural beauty, and tourism is a resource hungry industry. As I mentioned, that tourism, in that picture you can see that in a natural area it is fully occupied with the plants and forest area, and there is a resort or a hotel that is developed. That means wherever there is a natural beauty or aesthetic beauty, that tourism wants to develop something or create some infrastructure for the tourist. It may be good for the tourist to enjoy, but at the same time it is degrading the quality of the environment or a forest which we are constructing the physical infrastructure, and that will also disrupt the ecosystems, especially the plants and animals. For example, if you take coastal areas, development of beach tourism is also leading to many negative impacts, littering and throwing plastic, leading for many negative impacts and altering the ecosystem in these areas. And huge development of cruise tourism is also leading the marine into negative effects, especially on the marine ecosystem is altered, like affecting. And the other problem is that the development of tourism, especially wildlife tourism, will create human and wildlife conflict. Many tourists, generally they are not simply going to the sea or to see the natural areas or wildlife, and they want to interact with the wildlife. You can see the picture where the tourist is feeding to the monkey. It is not a sustainable practice or a responsible practice, but that is creating negative problem. This is one of the negative impact of environment. The other negative impacts are like land use problem. You have best example that Uttarakhand disaster has created many issues. One of the reason is huge development of tourism, and the other picture you can see that there are many tourists who want to see that wildlife, especially tiger. There is one tiger, but there are more than 100 tourists, and it is also producing lot of waste from hotels and other tourist destinations like plastic and all. So this is also one of the major negative environmental impact. And in many places like Goa and other places, the water quality is degrading and the local people are not getting water, and there is also possibility for a huge development. If tourism is developed, there will be many negative environmental impacts like climate change. So we have discussed all the positive and negative impacts of society, social, economic and environment. So these impacts we can summarize. Generally, tourism impacts are divided, as we discussed, under the heading of economic, social and cultural and environmental into negative and positive. And the nature of particular tourism impacts depend on different factors, including what type of tourism that we are practicing and developing, and where it is happening, and what is the shape of the industry, and in which season we are developing, and what are the considerations, what are the practices, what are the sustainable practices that we are adopting to overcome the negative impacts and the maximize the positive impacts. So these all are depends on how well you plan, manage and you practice the tourism in a particular destination. So this is all about the impacts of tourism, and if you want more information you go to eText, and there are other sources like web links and the references like bibliography, which will give more information on different impacts of tourism in a particular destination or in general about a particular country. So with this I would like to close up and thank you.